Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's News Studios. I'm Lanka Ananda.
I'm Movin Hettiarachchi, and today is the 6th of February, and here are today's headlines.
Farmers and consumers commend the government for purchasing paddy at the certified price. The president to leave the country for the United Arab Emirates on the 10th to take part in the World Government Summit. It is revealed that some parliamentarians have acquired over 1,220 million rupees as damages caused to their properties during the Aragalaya period. The opposition leader withdraws his statement made against the Deputy Speaker in Parliament. The preliminary stage of digitalizing public services commences tomorrow. The highest number of foreign tourists arrived within 1 month in history has been reported in January. The Palestinian president vehemently rejects Trump's proposal on the Gaza Strip.
Now to those and more stories in detail. On today's top story, the government yesterday declared a certified price to purchase paddy.
Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Manjula Pinnalanda, stated that purchasing paddy commenced from today. Meanwhile, farmers expressed their gratitude to the government for introducing a certified price for paddy. According to the government certified price, a kilo of Nadu variety is purchased at 120 rupees and Samba variety is 125 rupees a kilo. A kilo of Kiri Samba is purchased at 132 rupees. Farmers expresses their views regarding the government certified price for paddy. Chief Executive Officer of the Hector Kobbakadu Agrarian Research and Training Institute, Professor A.L. Sandika, said that the certified price has been calculated by a committee initiated by the Agriculture Department. Accordingly, the cost for the basic activities in the paddy cultivation was also considered. He said that the prices were declared so as to get 30% profit by the farmers. In some areas, harvest productivity is very high. He added that the productivity of the crop variety also leads to increase the productivity. He also said that significantly farmers in the Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa and Ampara areas may enjoy this benefit. Chairman of the Anuradhapura District Irrigational Joint Farmers Organisation, Punchirala Ratnayaka, thanks the government regarding the declaration of certified price and for Paddy Marketing Board for purchasing at these prices. Chairman of the Kantale Farming Movement Collective, Indika Parnavithana, said that as a 3-month-old government, in the very first harvesting season, a sum of 120 rupees price per kilo of Nadu variety will be given. Earlier, it was 105 rupees only. He said that after all, the previous government did not purchase paddy. The Paddy Marketing Board is again open island-wide since yesterday after 2 years. Chairman of the Small and Medium-Scale Paddy Mill Owners Association, UK Semasin, has said that 120 rupees is the minimum price to purchase paddy. However, at the open market, there is a possibility of purchasing a Nadu kilo at a price between 125 to 130 rupees. He said that the government's declaration and the declaring of the minimum price may cause profitable situation for the farmers. Convener of the Ruhulu Rata Farmer Organizations Collective, Ravindra Jagoda, said that farmers do not make unfair demands. They are ready to compromise with the consumers as well. He said that since the large-scale mill owners exploited the farmers in the past, this certified price may cause justice to the farmers. At a media briefing held today, Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Manjula Pinnalanda, said that all regional warehouses have been instructed to purchase paddy harvest from today. Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Manjula Pinnalanda, said that the board believes that an adequate number of paddy storages have been prepared at present.
President Ranil Dissanayake will engage in a tour to United Arab Emirates from the 10th to the 13th of this month. He will take part in the World Government Summit 2025 during this tour. The president starts the tour on the invitation made by President of the UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that President Ranil Dissanayake is scheduled to address the summit. The President will also have bilateral discussions on a number of sectors that are of mutual interest to both countries. Especially more attention will be focused on information technology, artificial intelligence, power and energy, tourism, finance and media sectors.
Minister Nalinda Jayatissa in Parliament revealed a list of 43 former government members who received compensation for property loss and damage during the 2022 Aragalaya unrest. Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa alleged that former government members exploited power to secure excessive compensation beyond the usual limits. The minister detailed about former government members who collectively claimed 1.224 billion rupees in compensation. The maximum amount of compensation for property loss or damage is 2.5 million rupees. He emphasized that even in the event of complete property loss during a natural disaster, it is unlikely that victims receive this amount. The complete list of former government members who claimed compensation is as follows. Kapila Nuwan Atukorala, rupees 504,000. Vimala Veera Disanayaka, rupees 550,000. Geeta Kumara Singha, rupees 972,000. Janaka Tissa Kutyarachi, rupees 1.143 million. Gunapala Ratnasekara, rupees 1.41278 million. Premanatsi Dolavatta, rupees 2.3 million. Priyanka Rajaratna, rupees 2.348 million. Sampat Atukorala, rupees 2.54061 million. Jayanta Katagoda, rupees 2.8148 million. Vimal Veeravansa, rupees 2.954 million. Professor Channa Jayasumana, rupees 3.334 million. Akhila Ellavala, rupees 3.55425 million. Chamal Rajapaksa, rupees 6.53 million. Chandima Virakodi, rupees 6.94 million. Asoka Priyanta, rupees 7.29 million. Saman Priya Herath, rupees 10.5 million. Janaka Bandara Tennakun, rupees 10.55 million. Rohita Abegunawardana, rupees 11.64 million. Dr. Sita Arambepula, rupees 13.78 million. Sahan Pradeep, rupees 17.13 million. Shehan Sema Singha, rupees 18.51 million. Indika Anuruddha, rupees 19.55 million. Milan Jayatilaka, rupees 22.3 million. Dr. Ramesh Patrana, rupees 28.1 million. Duminda Disanayaka, rupees 28.8 million. Kanaka Herath, rupees 29.2 million. DB Herath, rupees 32.1 million. Prasanna Ranavira, rupees 32.7 million. W.D. Veera Singha, rupees 37.2 million. Shant Bandara, rupees 39.1 million. S.M. Chandrasena, rupees 43.8 million. Sanat Nishanta, rupees 42.7 million. Siripala Gamlat, rupees 50.9 million. Arundika Fernando, rupees 55.2 million. Sumit Udukumbura, rupees 55.9 million. Prasanna Ranathingla, rupees 56.1 million. Kokila Gunawardana, rupees 58.7 million. Mohan P. De Silva, rupees 60.9 million. Nima Lansa, rupees 69.2 million. Ali Sabri Rahim, rupees 70.9 million. Gamini Lokuge, rupees 74.9 million. Johnston Fernando, rupees 93.4 million. And Kehalia Rambukwala, rupees 95.9 million.
ගරු නියෝජ්‍යකාරක සභා සභාපතිතුමියනි පහුගිය අරගල සමයේ තමන්ගේ දේපල වලට හානි සිදු වුණාය කියලා රාජ්‍යයෙන්
Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa today withdrew a remark he made in the parliament after Deputy Speaker Rizvi Saleh deemed his remarks were an insult to the chair. Minister Bimal Ratnayaka demanded the opposition leader either apologise or withdraw his remarks. A tense situation arose in parliament today when Opposition leader Premadasa was raising concerns over the investigations into the murder of journalist Lasantha Wickrematunge. Premadasa, with his remarks, suggested the speaker remain silent, to which the leader of the House, Bimal Ratnayaka, protested. Minister Bimal Ratnayaka said that yesterday one MP yelled at the speaker and opposition leader demanded the speaker not to jump in. He urged the speaker to either demand an immediate apology or a withdrawal of his remarks, saying that the government will take this issue seriously. He added that the government will not tolerate intimidation of any kind. Due to the heated exchange that followed, Deputy Speaker Rizvi Saleh said that the opposition leader's remarks were an insult to the House. Deputy Speaker, when addressing the opposition leader, said he was shocked to hear such a comment from him. Then the opposition leader withdrew through his remarks against the Deputy Speaker.
Now, the first step in the digitalization of government services will commence tomorrow morning. Accordingly, GovPay, President's Fund and EMBD facilities will be in operation tomorrow. A special media meeting in this respect was conducted today in the afternoon at the Presidential Media Centre. Senior Additional Secretary to the President, Roshan Gamage, observed that the President's Fund, which started in 1978, has previously accepted applications only at the main office in Colombo. However, starting tomorrow, the services will be available at 341 regional secretariat offices across the country. Under the supervision of the divisional secretaries, a trained staff will carry out these registrations using new technology. This initiative will not only bring the services of the President's Fund closer to the public, but will also ensure that those who are entitled to these services will receive them appropriately. Deputy Minister Engineer Eranga Veeraratne stated that following the guidance of President Anurukumara Dissanayake, these new digital approaches have been introduced as part of the government's efforts to realize the vision of transitioning the country towards a digital society. He cited that cash-based payment, fraud and corruption have led to increased inefficiencies in transaction processes. To address the challenges, the government is taking steps to digitize all government payments. Furthermore, the Deputy Minister highlighted that promoting digital payments would provide the public with more convenience and trustworthy services. Additional Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, M.K. Padmanandan, pointed out that the current government policy towards Sri Lankans abroad includes providing efficient and convenient services through diplomatic missions. In line with this, the electronic method EBMD to obtain birth, marriage and death certificates to the consular services. Harsha Purasinghe, the chairman of the Information and Communication Technology Agency of Sri Lanka, ICTA, stated that detailed information regarding the state institutions offering the GovPay service will be available on www.govpay.lk.
A comprehensive discussion regarding the progress of the extended fund facility agreed with the International Monetary Fund took place today at the Presidential Secretariat between President Anurukumara Dissanayake and the IMF delegation. The current government has already reached a staff-level agreement with IMF on the third review regarding the extended agreement under the extended fund facility of the $3 billion. The details of the review are expected to be presented to the International Monetary Fund's Board of Directors by the end of the month. In this regard, discussions were held regarding the progress and government involvement in the continuing of the program moving forward. Once its approval is granted by the IMF Executive Board, Sri Lanka is expected to release the fourth tranche of the extended loan amounting to $333 million. The discussions were also attended by the group including IMF Executive Director Dr. Krishnamurthy Subramaniam. The new commanders of the Tri-Forces met President Anurukumara Dissanayake at the afternoon today. They traditionally met the President and presented the souvenirs to him. The new Army Commander, Lieutenant General Lasantha Rodrigo, new Navy Commander, Vice Admiral Kanchana Banagoda, and the new Air Force Commander, Air Vice Marshal Vasubandhu Edirisinghe met the President.
According to Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Authority, the highest number of foreign tourist arrivals in the recent history has been recorded in the month of January. The number has exceeded 252,000 tourists as per the reports. This has been an increase of 21% compared to the year-on-year. With this development, 2025 becomes the second year where the highest number of tourist arrivals had been reported within a month. Earlier in 2018, December, more than 53,000 tourists had arrived in the island. In 2025, the daily average of tourist arrivals had been increased up to 8,153. Within a week, this has reached 63,190. The highest number of tourist arrivals has been reported from India, and the number is about 43,375. According to reports, more than 10,000 tourists have arrived in the island in the last month from Russia, Great Britain, China, Germany and France. In the meantime, tourist arrivals exceeding 5,000 tourists has been recorded from Australia, Poland, United States of America and Netherlands. Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Authority expects a similar higher level of tourists in the months of February, March, July, August and December.
Chairman of the Agriculture and Agrarian Insurance Board, Parliamentary Arachi, said that claim compensation for crop damages has been conducted successfully. About 75 acres of farming lands have been damaged during the past period. Compensation are scheduled to be paid over 55,000 affected farmers. He stated that if there are any farmers who have not yet received compensation so far, to inform their details to the hotline 1918. Chairman of the Agriculture and Agrarian Insurance Board, Parliamentary Arachi, said that a sum of 114 million rupees were paid for as compensation last week in the Polonnaruwa district. Payment of 70 million rupees were made in the Vavuniya, Mullaitivu and Trincomalee districts as well. He said another 80 million rupees will be paid to Ampara district on Monday. Payments for the Batticaloa district will commence from next Tuesday. He added that farmers affected in Kilnochi and Jaffna districts will be compensated from next week. Nearly 16,000 farmers have been compensated with 180 million rupees so far. He further said that by the 28th of this month, it is expected to complete the entire payments of this compensation.
Now, the government reduced the prices of electricity, fuel and essential goods intermittently, providing concessions to the public. But according to the people, those concessions are not available to them. Government took steps on the 17th of last month to reduce the electricity charges by 20% with the aim of providing relief to the people. In that, the concession provided in the domestic sector has been 20% and also reduced the price of fuel on several occasions. According to the general public, the relief provided by the government has been deprived to them by certain traders.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayasinghe invites trade union representatives to join hands with him to build an efficient health service in the country without strikes and protests. He made this invitation participating in a special discussion program organized to obtain views and proposals of the trade unions for the promotions of health services. Sri Lanka's health indices have indicated an excellent value at present due to the commitments and perseverance of all professionals in health service. The minister expressed his gratitude to all staff members of the health sector. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayasinghe said that all professionals in the health sector do not hesitate to achieve their responsibilities with the proper understanding among all professions. It is commendable that they achieve their duties and responsibilities collectively. Sri Lanka's first ambassador conference commenced in Colombo yesterday under the patronage of Minister Vijitha Hera. This has been jointly organized by the Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts, Sri Lanka Conference Bureau and the Sri Lankan Airlines. This will lead to make Sri Lanka an international center for business events. This is the first time such a program has been organized in Sri Lanka. The aim of the conference is to connect the leaders of the local organizations and professionals to represent Sri Lanka as a global ambassadors. 25 such ambassadors have already been recruited. It is been expected to create economic growth through promotion and encouraging meetings, conferences, exhibitions and such other events.
The visiting Parliamentary Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs of Japan, Akiko Ikuina, along with the delegation of 9, visited the Lanka Nippon BizTech Institute, a Japanese IT university in Sri Lanka, yesterday. The Sri Lankan students engaged in discussions in Japanese with the visiting delegation without needing English translation, showing their Japanese language skills. The visit took place during the delegation's visit on the occasion of Sri Lanka's 77th independence anniversary. Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Akio Izomata, was also present at this occasion.
I am Ananda Kumara, Vice Chancellor of LNVTI. Today you are honored to receive Japanese Parliamentary Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs as a special guest to LNVTI. The purpose of visiting LNBTI is to know what we are doing, what kind of academic programs we are conducting. In particular, even though LNBTI is a very small-scale university, all our graduates are expected to go to Japan for joining the Japanese IT industry. For that purpose, we are educating them not only the IT field, but also we have been providing very high level of Japanese competency at the LNBTI. So today, the Vice Minister was very happy to notice that our students are very competent in Japanese language, as well as they have very good hopes of contributing to Japan, not just doing a job over there. And I am so happy to today they were mentioning that after going to Japan, they wanted to establish some branches of Japanese IT companies in Sri Lanka in the future. In fact, that is what we have to do, not only just sending our educated young ones to the other developed countries, but also bring their networks and the abilities back to develop the Sri Lankan economy. Actually, this is, I call it as a U-turn model of international labor migration, which is mandatory for both the development of Japan as well as of Sri Lanka.
A group of students from Bandaranaike Gampaha and Mahanama Monragal schools were informed about the Clean Sri Lanka program. This was conducted as they participated in a tour to visit the President's office and the President's house in Colombo today. School children had the opportunity to see for themselves the President's office, which was the old Parliament, and the President's house being on a field tour. President's Senior Additional Secretary KMN Kumar Singha informed the students about the aim of the program and its activities. President Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumar Naika presented the sapling to be planted in those schools as a souvenir.
The US Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Julie Chang, together with the Masters Cricket USA over 50 World Cup cricket team, donated a sum of $10,000 to Indira Cancer Trust yesterday. Over 50 World Cup cricket team, which is now in Sri Lanka to participate in the Over 50 World Cup cricket tournament scheduled to be held on the 9th to the 23rd of February in Colombo, took part in the event. The cricket team was welcomed by the chief of Suva Arana Institution, and a friendly meeting was also held with resident patients and small children. Their donation will go towards essential services that benefit children and families affected by cancer. The Masters Cricket USA Over 50 cricket team represents the United States in international veterans cricket tournaments. Their participation in the IMC World Cup 2025 in Sri Lanka highlights their dedication to sportsmanship and global community engagements.
It's so wonderful to be back here at the Suvarana and to work with the Indira Cancer Trust Foundation. I was here at the opening of this wonderful building and to go room to room and see the love that overabounds in this place to help children, to care for the healing, to care for those who are suffering the most, to give them hope. And to all these ladies in their pink saris, we know how much this means to you. This is a labor of love that comes from your heart. And I was so enlightened at that opening to see how many generous donors, volunteers, philanthropic organizations, including Sri Lankan American groups, including the North American Medical Association, that also provided funding to make this dream come true. And today, to be able to welcome the amazing Masters Cricket USA team, we're so touched to see you here. I mean, cricket is, of course, the national sport here that everybody loves, and such a beloved way of showing sports diplomacy and a way to share friendship and philanthropy. But beyond that, beyond the love of the game, you've gone so much more beyond here and around the world through the generosity of your hearts and to raise funds to donate.
Now, a photograph exhibition of Sri Lankan leopards commenced today at the Galle Naval Museum. The exhibition will continue until the 9th of this month. This exhibition is being organized with the participation of National Museum Department, Yala Leopard Center and wildlife photographers of Sri Lanka. The display includes extensive information regarding the leopard population in the forests of the country along with photographs. This exhibition will go on until the 9th of this month, which will be opened from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that's all the news we have from home. Stay tuned for international stories coming up next.
You can make a difference. It is your duty to help eradicate dengue. Clean up your environment at least once a week. A message from the Dengue Control Unit of the Ministry of Health.
And the Palestinian president has said he strongly rejects President Donald Trump's proposal for the U.S. to take over Gaza and resettle the 2.1 million Palestinians living there.
The U.S. President Donald Trump's proposal to resettle Gaza's population would only be temporary, Secretary of State Marco Rubio has said.
Donald Trump stated that the U.S. would take control over Gaza, relocate Palestinians elsewhere, and implement a redevelopment plan after a discussion with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Egypt, Jordan, and other American allies in the Middle East have already rejected the idea of relocating more than 2 million Palestinians from Gaza elsewhere in the region. The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas stated that he strongly rejects President Donald Trump's proposal, as he mentioned that the Gaza Strip is an important part for Palestinian people. Palestinian president called for the United Nations to protect the Palestinian people and their inalienable rights, stating that what Donald Trump wanted to do would be a serious violation of international law. Addressing committee members, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres stated that at its essence, the exercise of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people is about the right of Palestinians to simply live as human.
Now to sports news. Opening batsman Dimuth Karunaratne joined the records books today as the 7th player to appear in 100 test matches for Sri Lanka.
A unique feature has been that Dimuth Karunaratne playing in his final test match in his career. At the end of play today, the second cricket test between Sri Lanka and Australia, Sri Lanka had scored 229 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their first innings. Before the start of the match, veteran batsman Dimuth Karunaratne was honoured for the service he rendered to Sri Lanka cricket. Dimuth Karunaratne, who entered international cricket in 2012, has been the most successful opening batsman for Sri Lanka. He has captained Sri Lankan team in 30 test matches. On the occasion of honouring the veteran player, his parents, officials of Sri Lanka cricket and a large crowd including players were present at the Galle International Cricket Stadium. As part of the felicitation, Sunil Jayasuriya, one of only 7 Sri Lankans to have played 100 test matches, presented Karunaratne with his commemorative 100th test cap. Sunil Jayasuriya was the first cricketer for Sri Lanka to play in 100 test matches on behalf of his country. Sri Lanka cricket presented souvenirs on behalf of Dimuth Karunaratne. Winning the toss, Sri Lanka opted to bat first, and when Dimuth Karunaratne and Pathum Nissanka walked in, Sri Lankans as well as Australians players honoured him.
Probably for the one last time, maybe the second time, the second innings, the emotions are high. I'm pretty sure he will want to bow out the big innings and a match-winning contribution to Sri Lanka to level this series. He'll be joined by Pathum Nissanka. He has been taken. Some of his teammates from out here in Galle congratulating his teammate, a good friend of the Sri Lankan heroes, bows out. Could be a great one.
Sri Lanka lost the wicket of Pathum Nissanka when he was on 11. Dimuth Karunaratne scored 36 runs. Dinesh Chandimal, scoring his 32nd half-century, scored a valuable 74 runs. At the end of today's play, Kusal Mendis, scoring 59 runs, was at the wicket. With Lahiru Kumara, Kusal Mendis scored his 20th half-century in his test career in today's match.
Big gap. Should be easy 3 runs. That's the first one.
And that's all the news we have for you tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm the Lanjali, together with Owen, signing off. Good night.
Good night.